Hey everyone, I'm back and my monetization is finally back. The entire channel is once again remonetized. And I have a theory as to why this is. But before we get into that theory, I apologize to each and every one of you that I have been away for a little while and I haven't been making content as frequently as I used to. And that is because I was trying to get my monetization back for oh, can't even remember how many times I've tried. It's been over a year since they demonetized my channel. Why do they do that? Well, it's basically to do with hate speech and that nonsense. And they've really been quite unkind. Let's just use that terminology. But you know, when you Google, I believe it was, they had a lot of these employees that got fired because they staged a protest. A lot of them were let go because you can't be doing that sort of stuff. They staged a sit down protest inside of Google for the whole Palestinian Israel conflict that's going on at the moment. And well, a lot of them were actually fired. Now, my theory is, and I could be totally wrong about this, YouTube, every single time I tried to remonetize my channel, it didn't matter if I got rid of all of my videos, right? I removed quite a few, YouTube removed quite a few. It didn't matter if all of them were actually gone. So I would actually self censor in a way. I gave in to their demands, but not even that worked. So it was kind of useless. Now, my theory is that one of the people that absolutely hated my guts at YouTube was one of those people that was in the sit down protest. And well, they got fired because lo and behold, it didn't take too long after that. I think it took only six or 7 days for them to come back to me and say, your channel's fine. And yes, I know I deleted all my other content, all the videos that I thought, you know what, these videos could possibly get me still demonetized. So I was not taking any chances this time. But in the past, YouTube has still chosen on some of my older videos that I've actually deleted, they've still chosen not to remonetize my show because of that. And I believe that one of those people was in the group that was fired because they absolutely hate my guts and hate my so-called hate speech and hate my content. And really, they've been leaving me alone, funny enough. So I equate it to the firing. I really do. I think one of the people within that group just didn't like me. So they're now no longer working at YouTube or Google, which means that someone with some common sense or sanity, let's hope and pray that's the case. And again, my theory could be totally wrong, but it just like you're looking at everything that has transpired over the last year and the absolute living hell they've made my life as a result of their unkindness. Use that terminology again. But hallelujah, it's back. So I will be returning to making more videos for you guys. Please do me a huge favor and share them like mad, because who doesn't love views, getting that sweet ad revenue, right? Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about how a doctor who's employed by the Mayo Clinic, she was invited to speak at one of their conferences, but she was condemned for speaking at that conference because, alas, she believes that there are only two sexes and men cannot be women. Oh dear, the absolute horror, the agony. But as we have started to see, many companies, universities, and hospitals nowadays, they are so adamant of being, well, inclusive. They're trying to use all this DEI and nonsensical language to make everybody, everyone that has a Delulu mentality, living in a unfathomable world that they've created for themselves, but they want everyone else to follow along with that unfathomable world. It doesn't make any sense. But the companies and organizations, they must be all nice, all pandering to these people that are living in Delulu land. But the ones that actually are living in reality, the ones that have some sanity on them and to them, and they believe in science and biology like this doctor does, well, they're condemned. They're condemned and they're shunned for actually believing in the truth. Believe it or not, that is the kind of clown world that we are trying to wade through at the moment. So Dr. Mary O'Connor, she's employed by the Mayo Clinic, which is a prestigious hospital or clinic in the US, I believe it is. So due to these radical beliefs, Mayo Clinic issued a statement condemning her at Rochester. MN Pride Board forced them to. Well, how about that? So Mayo Clinic didn't want to affirm one of their own and support one of their own. No, we've got to bow down to the MN Pride Board force, whatever the hell they are. So just goes to show you, if you have one little bit of a complaint, you say this person is a bigot, they're a transphobe, they're a homophobe, which she's not. You're saying that it's two sexes and men can't be women, which is factually correct. But no, that's hateful. That's hate speech, damn it. So here's what the Mayo Clinic said. Statement from Mayo Clinic to the Mayo LGBTQ plus MERG regarding Dr. Mary O'Connor. Imagine being Dr. Mary O'Connor and receiving this news. Your own employer has not supported you. No, instead, they're condemning you. Would you want to still work for that company? I don't think so. But Dr. Mary O'Connor, if you're watching this, well done for standing your ground and well done for speaking the truth. Don't bow down to these monsters. Sending on behalf of John Poe, Chair Education Administration. Earlier this year, Dr. Mary O'Connor, MD, a former Mayo Clinic employee, so I guess she was fired, was an invited speaker at the Advancing Academic Career Excellence for Women 2024. So my statement regarding Dr. Mary O'Connor before, she's no longer employed there. So she was obviously fired due to this madness, or maybe she left, because why would you want to stay with a company that doesn't actually support you? It doesn't make any sense, right? To stay with them. Of the Florida campus. Since that time, we have learned of Dr. O'Connor's social media activity, which is inconsistent with Mayo Clinic values and does not represent the views of the organization. Well, get this, mate. She's no longer working for you. So why do you care? Why do you have to condemn somebody that's no longer working for you? Oh, I know. The LGBT whatever group complained because at the time she was working for you. So you didn't do anything about it then. No, you're doing it after she's been fired. So you're trying to make yourselves seem like you're the good guys in this equation, but you're really not. It just shows you're a bunch of cowards, if you ask me. Oh, it's inconsistent with Mayo Clinic's values and does not represent the views of the organization. Had we known, we would have reconsidered the invitation. Sure you would have, guys. Yeah, I'm sure you would have. We realize this has caused hurt at a time when the transgender community is facing ongoing discrimination and attacks. Oh no, the absolute horror of having a doctor that believes in real science and real medicine. That it's clear the Mayo Clinic does not. No, they seem to be more concerned about the transgender community, men who think that they can be women and women who think they can be men. Oh, they're facing ongoing discrimination and hate and attacks. Some of the likes I haven't actually seen. I don't know if you've seen them at all. But apparently, if you are a doctor that believes that men can't be women, that is considered an attack nowadays. The absolute horror. Who would have thought? We live in this day and age, right? I certainly didn't when I was growing up, but here we are. We appreciate that it was brought to our attention. We will continue to learn. Don't you love this sentence? We will continue to learn, improve, and grow in our commitment to the health and well-being of transgender and LGBT whatever staff, patients, and community members. What a lovely, lovely sentence. I mean, can you get much better than that? We have done the wrong thing. We didn't know that this doctor believes that there's only two sexes and men can't be women. We had no idea about that. And this woman who's no longer with us, had we had known, you know what? She wouldn't have been there to begin with. You know what? Hindsight is a wonderful thing, guys, isn't it? But how about actually sticking by the doctor that believes in real science and real medicine and not pandering to this ridiculous crowd? How about that? But no, we won't do that. We will continue to learn, improve, and grow in our commitment. Our commitment is not to our staff members that believe there's only two sexes. No, our commitment, believe it or not, is only pandering to the transgender and LGBT, whatever community, because they're upset. They're hurt. They're hurting, and there's this ongoing level of discrimination and pain. Can't have that. Thank you for demonstrating Mayo Clinic values and creating a culture of equity and inclusion. There you have it, my friends. That is a beautiful send-off to people. This just sounds like idiotic, if you ask me. This does not at all sound like a real apology. It sounds like you are on your hands and your knees. You are begging. Do not do anything to harm us. We are the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic has made a statement to the rest of the people that are living in reality that you don't actually believe in proper medicine. No, you don't. Here is Rocham MN Pride on Instagram. Jennifer Winter, Chair of Rochester Pride Board of Directors. Imagine having that as your title. Chair, Rochester Pride Board of Directors. On March 5th, 2024, Mayo Clinic, one of our platinum sponsors, well, there you have it, friends, because they're a sponsor, hosted a conference entitled Advancing Academic Career Excellence for Women in 2024. At their Florida campus, as part of this conference, they invited the horrible Dr. Mary O'Connor. I added that bit because that's the way they're treating her. An emeritus professor who is also an anti-trans activist. Wow. That's a big statement to make, isn't it? But we're going to make it anyway because we don't like people that believe in sanity. We don't like people that actually believe in science. No, they're anti-trans. To be the keynote speaker at this conference, Dr. O'Connor routinely expresses her view that trans women are not women. Spoiler alert, they're not. And advocates for the exclusion of trans women in many aspects of regular life. Bathroom access, changing room access, and other public spaces. Well, hello, Jennifer Winter, if you are in fact actually a girl or a woman, I've got no idea because I've never seen your face. But if you are a real woman, you're going against the likes of your own biological sex and their safety. There's a reason why we have split the female-only spaces and male-only spaces, but we won't get into that for the sake of time of this video, but you don't even really care about that, do you? No, you only seem to care about these so-called trans women or men that choose to identify as being women. Dr. O'Connor also has a long history of misgendering. Oh, please describe. What is, in fact, misgendering? Someone please tell me. I've never seen it. Have you? No. And outing trans women. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have the exposure of men who identify as being women. They're actually frauds. No, we can't have that. Mocking their appearance. I love this doctor so much more. And demeaning their humanity. How is she demeaning their humanity exactly? Please elaborate for me. I don't see her demeaning anyone. Do you? I've never seen her demeaning a single person. But alas, these people, they're living in the Lululand, think that by saying, hey, you're not a woman, real woman, you put trans in front of it so everybody knows that you are in fact not a real woman. That's a dead giveaway. Not just the fact that you don't look like a real woman, but alas, you put trans in front of it so people actually know. They don't get too confused, but it's actually really, really confusing if you ask me. And accusing them of being sexual predators. Well, hello. A lot of them, we've got stories that are alluding to that very fact. So she's not allowed to talk about facts? Okay. Didn't know that. Oh, facts are now hateful. I knew that bit. So we can't speak the truth out of fear that it is demeaning to someone's so-called humanity. Once Rochester Pride became aware of the situation, we immediately contacted Mayo Clinic. Didn't waste a second. We immediately went to the email or phoned them. We let them know this is unacceptable. We can't have a doctor that believes in two sexes. We can't have them. We can't have her, say, at our event talking about the truth. It's unacceptable, Mayo Clinic. What are you doing? You're one of our prestigious platinum sponsors. You can't be having somebody that believes in the truth at our event because that's hateful. And expressed a deep concern and anger. Oh, they're expressing anger over this situation. It's unacceptable, Mayo Clinic. What the hell are you thinking? What were you thinking? Oh, but let's not forget the spokesperson of the Mayo Clinic got down on his hands and knees and tried to quench the anger of these Delulu people. Rochester Pride expects our partner organizations to be fierce allies to our community. And having a doctor that speaks the truth and believes in reality and science is unacceptable. You can't have that. So these people in the Mayo Clinic are afraid to lose a ridiculous partner or sponsor, if you ask me. Part of being an ally is publicly calling out and condemning bigotry. I don't even think they know what real bigotry is, but we'll just throw it out there because why not? Actually, this Jennifer character is being a huge bigot, same with Mayo Clinic, for condemning a real woman, Dr. Mary O'Connor, for doing absolutely nothing wrong. So who's the real bigot here, guys? Especially when it happens within their own institution. We are grateful to Mayo Clinic for finally addressing this issue. Oh, but it took them too long to do it. Although we believe this statement still downplays the seriousness. Oh, they've added big words there, guys. The seriousness of Dr. O'Connor's actions, and there is still much work for Mayo Clinic to do in the fight against transgender bigotry and discrimination. Well, they're trying to use the term bigotry as a way of saying that transgender women are in fact women, so therefore it is considered bigotry if you discriminate against them or if you say something that's actually true, but they see it as not true. That's apparently bigotry. Get your definitions and your facts straight, guys, but I don't think they will because, again, they're living in Delulu land, and when you're living in Delulu land, facts, according to them, are whatever the hell they say it is. We appreciate their willingness to listen, learn, grow, there it is again, and do more to advocate for the most marginalized within our community. There you have it, people. What an absolute lunatic show, an asylum, far out. Like, there we have it, folks. You have a bunch of people in an actual well-known organization, Mayo Clinic Medical Board. They're all pandering to a small little minority group that cries, "I'm being hated against." But really, we're just trying to tell you the truth. We're trying to make you come into reality. But hey, Stop forcing us to live into your delusional world. Ain't gonna happen, mate. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I haven't seen any evidence of them being attacked, but they confuse someone saying the truth as an attack. Just, it's ridiculous, if you ask me. Anyway, good to be back. It's good to be back. Hopefully it stays. Anyway, my friends, you take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.